Families have either lost a loved one to COVID or know somebody who has, and it can be especially difficult to deal with those empty seats during the holidays. This morning, we're joined by Dr. Andrew Schramm, who's a clinical psychologist at Froedtert Medical College of Wisconsin. Dr. Schramm, thanks for being with us. The holidays are always a challenging time for families who are experiencing loss, exacerbated this year by all these other factors. So how should families be preparing for Thanksgiving this year?
Yeah, it's a great point. I think, the holidays, as you say, are always can be a stressful and anxiety-provoking time. And this is a pretty unique year here we're dealing with. I think it's important just to reflect a little bit on what the holidays mean to us. And so this is a time that we value because it allows us to connect with loved ones. It is a time to reflect on our values and make meaning of our lives. So one thing that comes to mind for me is just really trying to honor that and make space for having some of those rituals and changes in our routine, even though things are different this year.
Dr. Schramm, I know we've talked about a vaccine is coming, so that's the light at the end of the tunnel. But what would you tell people who have just had it? The numbers are rising right now. They're being asked to stay home again if they can. What would you tell those people who say, I just can't do this anymore?
First of all, I would just say that I feel you and, acknowledge that we're really fatigued in terms of dealing with this. I think as a healthcare provider that has worked with COVID positive patients and seen the sometimes devastating effects of the virus, that I would just really plead with you to continue hang in there, even though this is really difficult, and know that the changes you're making to your holiday routine are with good purpose. There's a really good reason that you're doing this to keep you and the community safe.
We're talking with Dr. Andrew Schramm, clinical psychologist at Froedtert Medical College of Wisconsin. Dr. Susan and I are both parents. We've got kids at home. I got a couple of middle schoolers and a high schooler. They are just devastated by this virtual learning, and we have another school district moving in that direction. Not just because they can't be with their friends, but they also feel like they're not learning as much. As parents, any thoughts on us and just how we continue their education, but also not pushing too hard? I mean, they also need a break. There's nothing to do. It's a tough time at home for parents.
It definitely is hard for parents and students right now. I have a neighbor who's 6 and, talks with her parents about having Zoom school, And so I think you really kind of strike the nail on the head, Vince, in terms of trying to find some kind of balance. I think developing some kind of routines as much as you can and trying to keep school space and fun space like separate whenever possible. Right. So having a little office for your student or corner in the room if that's possible, and really trying to create some structure to help deal with the fatigue and the changes in our routine right now.
Dr. Andrew Schramm with Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Doctor, we appreciate your time with us. Thank you so much for your insight.
Thank you.